across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Let me say good morning, and it's the weekend edition of Sports Extra right here on Intel Sports. It has been Edwin and Elijah presentation. We refer to it as the double E presentation right here on Intel Sports from Monday to Saturday. Bringing you all of the happenings in the world of sports in Liberia, be it football, keyboard, chess, taekwondo. We bring you all information surrounding sports in the country right here on this platform of our edition on Sports Extra. Today, we're going to have one of Liberia's sports journalists. He's an experienced sports journalist. He's been practicing for years, and he understands, one would say, he understands the routine of Liberian football, the routine of Liberian sports in terms of keyboard, football, basketball. He understands it as a things. He's also the Secretary General of the Liberia Sports Writers Association, Edwin T.K. Dodo. He's here today and going to provide update in relations to the upcoming anniversary of Liberia Sports Writers Association that is expected to be held in Nema County, Ganta to be precise. We're going to drill through that. We're also going to talk about the possibility of FC Fasiol and Blackman Warrior advancing to the next stage of the competition. As you may be aware, FC Fasiol went on to a 0-0 draw to MC Ojo here at the SKD. Also, Blackman Warrior with Cotton Spokes. They have a nil-nil draw as well, and we'll have to play on today. Blackman Warrior will go against Cotton Sports into their second leg. That will be in Lomé, and where that encounter will take place. Right after that, on tomorrow, we'll have SC Fasiol against MC Ojo. We will have to see a lot of that. We will have to see much of things happening. We'll go for this break. When we come back, we'll introduce our guests. So welcome back. Like I said, our guest on today is an experienced sports journalist. He's been practicing for years. He's also the Secretary General of the Liberia Sports Writers Association. As a matter of fact, he's the current acting Vice President of the Liberian Sports Writers Association, Edwin Dodo. Dodo, good morning.
Good morning, Elijah, and let me say good morning to all of the followers of Intel Sports. And you guys have been doing extremely well in the sports space here in Liberia, bringing all of the latest sports, be it basketball, kickball, football, wherever it is. I think this is a very great platform, the first of its kind in Liberia, and the work is enormous. You can see it everywhere, and everywhere many sport organizations like SOA who always want to be on this platform. Thanks so much for the invite.
Yeah, by the way, you look very good this morning with your white shirt, and indeed, you are the Secretary General and also
so
the Vice President.
we are celebrating, and
Okay.
and you know our colors as sports writer, we already carry the blue, red, white, and blue colors. So it's part of our programs and our colors as an organization. So just thought to be like that this morning.
And we're going to dive into it. Like I said, tell us about your role as the Secretary General of SWA, Sports Writers Association of Liberia. People are following. Like, tell us more of your workings since
Yes.
you got appointed as the Secretary General of SWA.
It's normally, you know, the Secretary General for any organization like SOA is the person who runs the day-to-day activities of the organization. You have to be receiving emails, you have to be receiving calls about membership status, about the entire organization. So it's a very key position in the association. You have to do releases, you have to be on our light to see the performances of sports journalists across and know who doing well and all of those things. So it's a difficult job. You have to be very alerted about it and be able to do it and conveniently that people want to see. So it's a very important job in the organization, like any other organization. And since we got elected, you know, one of our goals as an organization is to make sure that we have a very unique membership database. This has been a very serious issue within the organization over the years, and having a correct membership database that we can point out to that you, for example, Elijah Pound is a member of SWA. What do we know about him? All of those things. It has been a very severe task, and as Secretary General, that is one of my functions to make sure that we can have a correct database of the membership that we can reach out to anybody anywhere in Liberia, and as a result, we put ideas together with the leadership. The president embraced it, and at the beginning of last year, we launched our membership draft so that we can have a complete database of our members. Those are regular, those are not regular. All of those databases are very. So that is one of the major things as SG that I was able to initiate along with the president, which the president saw, the entire leadership saw that is very important, and we worked on it, and it became a success thanks to the membership committee and headed by Mr. Carado and Anthony Kokwe and the entire committee. They did an excellent job. Today we can boast that among the media organizations in Liberia, or among the auxiliaries of the press union of Liberia, we can say we got a complete database of our members across the country, and we can boast of that. Anybody that you want to know about, you can check on them at any time. Everything will be up on our website. It's completely and built and it's up running. Everything will be up on the website going forward.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that most later. We will dive into this. How do you see the current state of sports journalism in Liberia since you've been practicing this profession?
I think now it's something difficult, but I think it's more like inspiring nowadays.
Okay.
Like before, when some of us started practicing 2013 and 2014, when we were just coming to the limelight in terms of sports reporting, it was more or less difficult. But in the past, even before our time, when the likes of Danish Mater, Koroba Zeze, Marco Weir, the late Zoka and James, when these guys are reporting, Omar Jackson, the founder of the organization, when they were actively reporting,
Marco and Joseph,
they had a lot to talk about because there were Liberian stars, football stars across the globe. You could wake up tomorrow and you find out breaking news about James Ziba, you write it. You could wake up tomorrow, see a story about George Weah, Prince Day. These guys were playing at the top of European football. So there were always breaking news about them. They had great news to write about. Unless now, we don't have that privilege in terms of having stars playing in these top leagues as well. But yet then still, there are still Liberian players playing abroad, whether it's athletics, whether it's basketball, that we can follow. But I can safely say the current group of sports journalists are doing extremely well. Many of them now multitask. A journalist now, a sport journalist now can be a photographer. Before, people just specialize in photography.
Okay.
Yes, somebody say, and there are photojournalists, sports journalist. We have Mr. Ahmed Jalanzo. That was something that he just took it up, and he became one of the best, and he's still one of the best when it comes to sports photojournalism in Liberia, or just photojournalism.
Yeah, you should remember one dollar.
Yes, and Dolan, all of those things. Yes, so and Sando Mo, these people like that. But in terms of sport writing, it's now diverse. Our members are now highly diverse. They're doing videographing, they're doing photographing, they're doing reporting, script writing, and everything. So it's a unique profession, and the coverage for sports is now very huge. Anything that you want to know about Liberian sports, whether it's kickball, whether it's basketball, whether it's track and field, everything is now being highlighted to some extent. Before, we all just need to follow football. Football, sport journalists just need to be concerned more about football. Even though football still dominate, but still, there are other sports that have been highlighted by sports journalists. So I think it's unique, and it's doing. You guys are doing extremely well with the reporting and reportage of sports across the country. And you into your sports recently, you were just screaming kickball games for the first time. Somebody can sit at home and watch kickball games. This is a thing that we did not see years ago, but now we're seeing our kickball players on stream. Somebody can sit to the house and just put it on TV, get flash screen and watch it. Somebody called me and they were asking the sort of basketball game. So the league is to some extent getting better because they were watching it from their phone in the United States. So that's the kind of work that sports journalists are doing. And I'm really, really delighted about it. And I think we can still do better. Yes, with maybe focusing more on other sports, unlike football, that we do most of the time. But so
of your journey since you started, like you said, back then 2013 till now, have you been able to see something that is satisfactory, though you haven't reached your mark? Have you seen something that you think you have achieved?
Yes, when you talk about profession, it's just in Liberia, because of the economy and the situation here, professionals are not respected, and you don't gain much from the professional work. That's the reason you see many people now will decide to go into politics, because there where you can easily achieve whatever it is. But in other places, people live by profession. Journalism is a profession; it's a lifetime profession. But again, because of the situation in our country, people just use it now as a stepping stone. Because if you remain there forever, you tend to struggle. You will not be able to take care of your basic needs, your family needs, because you don't get salary that can be able to maintain these needs of yours. But again, we are grateful, and since we started reporting, God has been with us. We have been achieving and a lot of things. We are happy. Yes, because it's all about, it's a passion. It is a driven passion. You have to carry along no matter what happened and what you achieve, whether it's money or whatever it is. But I think it's good from my end. I'm happy reporting sports, and I want to continually report sports maybe. Yes.
Let's just talk about the current form of development in football. As we see currently, do you think football have developed to a next level in Liberia, avoiding the continental stage just in Liberia? Since when you've been reporting till now, has football developed?
Well, we can say develop because there is nothing developed in Liberia. So when you talk about development,
nothing developed?
Yes, nothing is developed. All of our sectors are still struggling, and sports is one of the sectors that really, really still struggle, and football being one of the leading aspects of sports. So I cannot definitely say football has developed, but there is improvement in some areas. Yes, we have improvement in some areas, but on a general note, we are still lacking behind, very far behind other countries in terms of infrastructure, in terms of financial benefits, in terms of quality of players development, athlete development, everything. We still struggle with it, but to some extent, we have improved in some areas. For example, normally we talk about the number of kids that we see playing football now. Yes, that is one of the improvement before. And there's a story that every time people want to play football, parents would never allow their children to just go into football like that. But now parents are now involved, getting
Yeah.
their children
I
involved
can
with
remember back
sports.
then they would
Yes,
say they start playing football like going
like
to go
going out
to.
team, yes. But now it's not like that.
Okay.
Even especially the females, we're seeing a lot of females now playing football. Every community you go, people establishing little grassroots programs. So in that aspect, I think and we are moving far, and maybe 5-6 years from now, we may be up there in terms of seeing players playing top leagues in Europe, because it starts from the grassroots, and we are getting a lot of individuals involved with grassroots program. That is improvement. And infrastructure still far away, but there are some improvement from the angle of the Football Association. Before, we only had Anthony Tottenham Stadium for our league matches.
Okay.
And we go play gravel field like Buchanan, we play in Kakatan, later on got artificial turf. Encounter, you got 2 pages now, gravel field before, but now they have been in, they are artificial turf been laid there. And a grandkid man, we're expecting some there. So infrastructure wise, we are improving to some extent, but still lacking beyond in terms of the quality that will make us to compete with others up there.
Okay.
And it all comes down to with money. So we don't have the kind of money as a country to do it, or probably our people, our government or our leaders don't have the mind to do it, because sometimes you may not have money, but when you have the desire to do something, you put everything to it and you do it.
Do you think it's enough? Enough. Let's talk about this issue about challenges faced on local clubs. Up to now, in terms of you've been covering the game, clubs don't have their own fee in terms of publicity. They would not even see clubs having their own advertisement. Sometimes they depend on the FA for everything, including first division clubs.
Yeah, so it comes from where we don't have a lot of people with money investing in sports,
Yeah.
particularly football, saying we want to focus our attention on that.
Yeah.
A lot of people with money. Football is costly. It's a very huge financial business. So you have an individual that maybe work for $1,000 or 500 or 1,000 only a club.
Okay.
Yes. You don't expect that man, he will be able to take care of the player's salary, get transportation, to even get a venue. You know how costly it is to build one stadium. So most of the clubs are run by individuals, and these individuals that are interested in owning clubs are not financially potent. No disrespect to them, but they are doing extremely well. But those that will have in the country with money, who have the financial power, are not interested in sports, because many people don't see it like a business.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't see it like a profiting business that you can get involved with it. And even at the national level, our government level, it is not seen as a business or as a huge industry.
Okay.
I normally say, when our government gets to understand that sports is one of the leading employment industry in the world, until our government gets to understand that, we will continue to struggle. But I can say any government that wants to empower young people, that wants to improve infrastructure, that want to create opportunities for young people or for the nation as a whole, you need to invest in sports, football, basketball, whatever it is.
Okay.
And sports is one of the leading employment industry. So when you do it now, clubs will get involved, the clubs will benefit, and the individual people will benefit. A lot of people will benefit. That's why it does. So clubs, we don't blame the clubs owners, because they don't have the kind of financial might to run.
Do you also
all
think
these things.
about trying to institutionalize clubs will be important than individual owner of club?
Yes, it's very important, because if you look at the roots of our two traditional clubs,
Okay.
I think this is where we got everything wrong. Marty Barrow and Investor 11, in the past, they were just an organization for merrymaking.
Okay.
When they established it, the owners, they were not thinking about the future. They didn't take sports, like the same thing I said, they didn't see sports as a business. They didn't see football as a business.
Okay.
So those who were at the helm of these clubs, they didn't prioritize institutions. They didn't institutionalize these two clubs. And as a result, other clubs that came after them follow in the same footpath. And that's how we have been running our activities. So, and had we had these two institutions well established, it sounds like a dream or like a fun, like a fantasy when you see that hey, Barrow doesn't have a headquarter.
Yeah.
Let's to say a playing pitch of their own. It sounds so funny. It's like, because when you listen to people narrate stories about these clubs, you like, were these people serious? So sometimes I just come to conclusion and say these clubs were just established for merry making. When our people want to enjoy themselves, they go to play football, they move on. They go to play football, they move on. Whereby there were clubs around the region. The Asante Kotoko, the Ase Mimosa. These are clubs, Barrow and Cotton Sports. These are clubs they were competing with. These clubs exist today where they are complete institutions. So what happened to us? Where we see us seeing this, where our people seeing these people trying to form organization to come together, wherein they following them, or what was happening, or what is still happening. Now the two clubs are still not having anything on their own. Nothing that they can boast of. So I just say they were there for merry making, because how we institutionalize these two clubs, they would have served as foundation for our football. And until somebody can come from heaven or from somewhere and see the need that we need to institutionalize Mate Barrow, it should not be a club just in the mouth. I was asking one of the owners and one of the founder or the diehard supporter of Mate Barrow. I say, you guys say Barrow won a lot of trophy. Where are they? Why can I find it? Where do we go to search Mate Barrow trophy? Where can we find Mate Barrow old jersey? This thing was just, maybe they are in somebody's house or somebody keeping them and all of those things, because we did not see it, or we don't see it as an essence for us to invest in sports at all levels, to institutionalize this organization, make it vibrant. So you see, even the smaller clubs are still the same. The MPA anchors, the LPRC others. This, apart from Mate Barrow, these are all two clubs that we think that should be highly organized. No, for B Mountain, they are just new, even though it is owned by a $1 million company. But LPRC others and MPA anchors. These are clubs that should be well organized, institutionalized, having maybe a playing pitch on their own, because others can gain a lot of money just from the stadium alone. I normally say, when you invest in sports, in football, you don't lose. If they were to take 10 million to establish a stadium, they will get that money back. In a few years, that money will come, because that stadium will be rented. You use that stadium for games. You get gate intake. You will save money. Money will still come back. That's how sports looks like. You invest, you get the money. You don't lose easily. It's not a business that people lose easily. When you invest strategically, you get the benefit of it. So our people have not been seeing it. So LBRC others is just there, maybe like a corporate spiritual and social responsibility. They don't see it as a business. See how much they earn for something to sell. Around 150,000. That was a huge amount. Imagine if they were selling players, 2-3 players every year, every time.
What are that amount used for?
At that level? Imagine how much they would generate if they were doing it. And clubs around us are doing it. See Ghana. See Ghanaian clubs are selling players for 1 million, for 200,000, for 50,000, for 100,000, 300,000. This money come right back to their economy, to their covers, and they use it to reinvest. So we are not seeing that. That's the reason why you see all of the clubs are being operated by individuals and not institutionalized.
Before we go to the break to return for a discussion on the anniversary, do you think it is enough now, or enough promotion have been done for the support for local clubs in terms of reporting from journalists in Liberia?
Yes, I can definitely say that. And some time ago, the Liberia Football Association had a partnership with the Moroccan FA, and they had I think a little gathering for sports journalists at the LFA headquarters. But then they were still at the Antoinette Tatman Stadium, and the Moroccan and FA official said that the sports journalists in Liberia, he talked about Liberia and Tanzania, and said everything you want to know about Liberian sports, you find it on the internet. At the time, because he was saying we are doing extremely well in terms of reporting, and from our club's angle, even from the FA angle, a lot has been done from the sports journalist angle. Even though we don't have much, we don't have the equipment to do our best, but the little that we are doing is been seen out there. Today, you can find videograph, you can find videos, you can find highlights about players, you can find good photos, you can find good script, good stories about our athletes, even abroad and at home. Our clubs are now getting interested in hiring sports journalists to serve as public relations officer for them. Clubs are now building their brands on social media. The marketing aspect, we are getting there gradually. The sports journalists are doing well. Many of them sacrificing for the clubs to get the face on the social media, because there where marketing comes, there will come a time that a lot of businesses will come and they'll be looking for social media handles, clubs with huge social media handles to operate with. So some of the clubs have understood that, and the Football Association have made it mandatory as part of the club licensing and procedure that you should have a social media handles, you should have a public relation officers to run these handles, you should have highlights of your teams. And to be frank, you guys are doing extremely well. You, for example, No Monday Sacrifice, you do PR for most of the clubs to help them free or charge. They don't pay you that. So we are sacrificing a lot to make sure that the clubs are visible on social media, are visible everywhere that people can find them. You want to search for any Liberian clubs now. Some of them still lacking behind, but majority of them are trying their best through the help of sports journalists. So I want to say congratulations to all of the sports journalists that continue to sacrifice their time, their energy, their technical skill to help promote our players, our athletes, our clubs, our coaches, and everyone. Even administrators have been promoted by journalists.
It's over 39 years of extensive sports reporting in Liberia. Anniversary is on the way. Tell us what are the procedures, or when we see the routine leading to this celebration?
Yes, SOA is now 39 years old, because this month our anniversary should be from the 18th to the 31st, but because of the Press Union Liberia also celebrating the same time, we thought to push it in October. So the anniversary is on October 4, 2025 in Ganta City, Nimba County. And for the first time, we are going out of Monrovia. And when we took over, one of the things that we thought to do better was to make sure that we are visible, not only in Montserrat, but we are visible in the other counties. So currently, we have our coordinators in it.
Why choose Nimba?
I'm coming there. We have our coordinators in 8 of the 15 counties very active operating. The last administration under the Korobas is a regime. We went to Grand Bassa, we went to Magibi. We had activities in the 2 counties this year. And since we took over, we went to Banga, we went to Nimba, and we are expected to go to Nimba again for the anniversary. You asking why Nimba? Sometimes it becomes challenging to say, when you want to do some things, you gotta look for accessibility. One of the reasons that we decided to take Nimba was accessibility, because this is the first time that we are going out of town. You don't want to go in a far away county that you face a lot of challenges. So Nimba can be easily accessed by anybody from anywhere. Even if we are being picked up, our members are coming from the southeast, they can easily commute to Nimba. They are coming from Grand Bassa, they can easily commute. Even from the western region, they can easily commute to Nimba for the anniversary. So we say for the first time, since we are taking the anniversary out of Montserrat, we have to take it to a county that is more or less vibrant or accessible to a lot of people, because we want to have a lot of people attending the event. So that was one of the reasons why we selected Nimba, and they are very active. They also got good number of members of sports journalists there too. That's one of the reasons I would say they have it in Nimba. And since then, it has been very, very unique, and the atmosphere is getting hotter and hotter. A lot of people are getting interested in the activities.
This year, what's the theme?
Well, let me see. We say we want to celebrate sports journalism. Privatizing journalists in the rural region. So that has to do with decentralization. Yes. In the rural region, a lot of things don't happen there. We don't do a lot of things there. But there are guys that are doing extremely
sacrificing, walking
distances, covering sports, and all news stories. So we say we need to highlight these guys. Then make them to understand that rural sports journalism is very important, and these guys are doing extremely well. Let's highlight their activities. Let's highlight their work. Since Nathan Togba, for example, when we had their awards, and living in Nimba and working in Nimba, being shortlisted for Best Commentator Award and winning the award. That was something unique. It just proves that we cannot all just sit in Monrovia. It's a sign that when the country opens up to everywhere, a lot of things can happen. A lot of people can be scouted out there that are doing extremely well. So our guys in the rural region, in let's see, Samuka Keita, for example, in Grenjide,
Okay.
he does
Kingsley in
marvelous
Sando.
work. Kingsley in Sando.
Okay.
These guys are doing extremely well. Even they are almost like competing with the guys in Montserrat that got
Yeah.
a wider platform, wider coverage.
Jerome Wedi.
Yeah, Jerome Wedi. These guys are doing extremely well. So we say this year we want to highlight rural sports journalism as part of our team for this year anniversary. I will get you the 14, but
Okay.
that is the idea of this year anniversary. That one of the reasons
What
why
are
we
the
are-
activities that we expect to see?
So the activities line up. One, we all will leave from Monrovia on the 3rd.
Okay.
Those from when Basel will join us here, we'll pick up people from Magibi, we'll pick up our members from Bon County, and we'll all converge in Ganta on the 3rd of October.
Okay.
And we'll spend a night there. In the morning, we'll have a parade through the principal street of Ganta. Then we'll move to the Ganta sports page, which will be dedicated, I think, on the 29th or on the 28th of this month by the Liberia Football Association. Then we'll play a little organization there in Nima County that we are partnering with.
Okay.
That will be a sports match. From there, we all will go back to our hotels and we get ready for the evening show. That is the official anniversary dinner. Yes, yes, in Ganta City. From there, we will sleep, and on a Sunday morning, we'll board our bus back to Montserrat or to our various localities. Those coming from Bassa will go there. Those from the southeast will go back. All of those things. So that's the lineup of activities that will be in Ganta. But again, you cannot do this without the support of all of us. It's very huge.
Okay.
Yes, you talk about hotel reservations alone.
And that will be shouldered upon the officials of SWAT.
Yes, so the organization wants to, we cannot do this on our own.
Okay.
So we don't have, our revenue stream is very low.
Okay.
The only means of fund for the organization is through the membership due. And the membership due is not enough, for example, to take care of our running activities throughout the year.
Okay.
So we have been partnering, or we wrote a lot of organizations and individuals in Nima to partner with us, even more so here, to partner with us to make sure that this anniversary can be successful. For example, hotel reservation. We booked around 50 rooms for the members. That came around $1,700 US.
Okay.
That is a lot of money. We don't have money to raise it. So we need to lobby with and beg other philanthropists, organizations to help us to raise that money. We talk about feeding, because we cannot take our members from here to Nimba and we cannot feed them for the 2 days that we'll be there for.
Okay.
We also need money for feeding. We need money for hall rental, for other activities that we will need for the organization. So we wrote a lot of people to help us do that. So at the indoor program, we invited Mr. Flor Thomas to serve as a keynote speaker for the program. Flor Thomas.
And he consented to that?
Yes, he accepted. When we visited in San Nicole at his office, he accepted the communication. He was very, very happy. He was delighted and said it was a very good idea. This is a man who have lived all of his life for sports. He has invested individually. He owns a club in Nima Quado. He got a business running, but has been investing hugely in sports. We saw him donated to Liberia Keyboard Federation, to the Nima County Sports Steering Committee. He had lived his life. So we want to, at that program, while he will serve a keynote speaker, we will also honor him to tell him thank you for his continued support to sports in Liberia and not only in Nima County. So he will serve as the keynote speaker, and we will also, at the program, will also be Nima County Superintendent Manako Gonogle
Okay.
will be there as one of the official guests for the program. We also wrote, let me go through the entire listing of those that we invited, or that are partnered with, or the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, and His Excellency and Jeremiah Pankun.
Okay.
We also invited him to grace the occasion. We just hope that he will maybe consent to attend, because we are not concluded that with him, but we are very optimistic that the Vice President will come, because we are going to a hometown. We also invited Mr. Adonis Meno. You know, when Nima County won the county meet, I think back to back, he was the chairperson for that award. We invited Mr. Odoshas Kanu, the CEO of God Willing Petroleum Company. He will be there. The Zio Hotel and Lounge. This is one of the organizational companies that we are partnering with.
Okay.
And they have also accepted, they are extremely well for us. You know, hotels is very expensive in Nimba nowadays. Before it would be much cheaper, but the competition is harder now. So they also help us a lot. They have to reduce our fare to make sure that we can even come to the amount we spoke about. So Zio Hotel, they are extremely well, and they are also partnering with all the Liberia Football Association, OK the Fan, Intersports. The fact that you are even hosting us here, we are doing a communication for you people to serve as partner as well. And that communication, I think, is either the person has sent that to you as well. The Nimba County Sports Steering Committee, Mr. Samuel Hart is mayor of Grandpa City, Mr. Opa Ko, the chairperson for the Nimba County Soccer Association, all the LFA Association in Saklepe is also one of our guests for the program. The NSPO Foundation, this is the foundation that will be playing in the football match.
Okay.
They are also trying to help us to get this done. We already got the promo out. It's already out in our partner radio stations in Nimba, the Radio Nimba, Radio Kakema, Radio Saklepe, Truth FM. This station that we have reached out to help us with the promotion aspect of the anniversary. So it is expected to be intriguing activities in Nimba County, 2 days of jamboree for sports journalists in Nimba County from the Sports Writers Association of Liberia.
What do you think will be the takeaway after the whole day celebration?
Well, the takeaway will be, like I said, we want to show to our sports stakeholders,
yes,
that the guys in the rural areas, our sports journalists in the rural areas, are doing extremely well. And we need to highlight them. We need to support them. The necessary support that they need to do better needs to be given to them. That's one of the aspects. That will be one of the takeaways for us. We also want to show that SUA is now a decentralized organization. We are no more just a Monrovia base.
okay,
Our Nimba County chapter is very active. They can now have their own activities. They can have their own, anything they want to do of themselves, they can go about and have it. Our Grand Bassa chapter can do same. You were here, the Bon County chapter organized a very grand workshop that we went there. I was like amazed. Imagine the guys, Mr. Freddie Gayflow and Ms. Officials, organized a very unique program. That is how we want SUA to be. We want our Southeastern chapter, the Grand Jide chapter, Samuka Keita, and Ms. Guys to be able to organize activities of themselves. We want Mr. Garrison Nuvio and his Maryland County chapter to be able to do something neutral or something very grand by themselves without the involvement of the national leadership. So that's how vibrant we want for SUA to be. That will be one of the takeaways. That is the reason why we are working overtime to make sure that this anniversary is organized and is held in a very grand fashion.
It's organized, is held in a very grand fashion. Is the Secretary General of Liberia Sports Writers Association, and then Edwin T.K. Dodo. Then he had our guest talking more about the anniversary of Liberia Sports Writers Association, also talking about his work that he do, his participation in the sports, the view of how he sees sports in Liberia over the years. What have been the improvement? Are we moving forward, or do we have to do more as sports journalists? On this note, we'll go for this break. When we come back, we dive into the match between Blackman Warrior Cotton Sports, kick off on today by 16 GMT time there in Toko Lomé. We will have to see Blackman Warrior coming out victorious after drawing on to 0-0 draw at SKD against Cotton Sports. Go for this break. To be right back. So let me say welcome back. It has been 42 minutes now. Discussion with Edwin Doro. He's the Sports Record Association of Liberia Secretary General and acting Vice President for the Sports Record Association in Liberia. Mr. Doro, let's talk about this issue of Black Men Warriors. As you may be aware, Black Men Warrior FC Facil, they are our two representatives in this competition, the CAF qualification championship. Tell us today they're going to play away. That will be done in Togo Lomé. How do you view the squad of Coach Chipley?
Well, like you said, Black Men Warriors, a lot of us did not expect them to have even won the Orange Cup because, like a transition of team. They got a coach who was sacked, replaced by Chipley at the middle of the season, and they got some bad results at the middle of the season, and which led to the sacking of Mr. Abraham Cisse. But when Chipley took over, I think they regained their momentum and they did excellently well in the CAF, that is in the Orange Cup, and emerging as champions in the final. That was more or less a shock to many football followers in Liberia. But again, and it's all about organizations, about being resilient like that. What Black Men Warriors did, they did extremely well. But again, we saw their match against Cotton Sports here in Liberia. Like I normally say, our clubs still struggle when it comes to scoring goals.
Okay.
Even it's from the clubs level, it move on to the national team level. Our players go to the international competition, they still struggle to score goals. Our mentality about being able to move forward and find goals is really, really serious. Even in the league, our clubs don't score that much when it comes to they don't score much goals in the league like that. And I think it should be a message to the coaches that we need to find means. We need to find means and see how we can solve this problem. We saw Black Men Warriors, how they play Cotton Sports. So much respect they show to the visitor.
Okay.
They allow the visitor to relax and even dictate the pace of the game. And they got few chances that they could not even utilize. So it was a disappointing result from the point where you want to qualify as a club.
Okay.
Because this is a home and away tie. And sometimes goal difference takes you up there. But our clubs did not score goal here. So it's a huge tax for Black Men Warriors. On the flip side of that, my only fear for them is this news that came out in the media about their coach tendering in his resignation and right after the new draw with Cotton Sports. I just hope that will not affect their performance.
I communicated with the sport director of Black Men Warrior, Julius Quater, and told us that the coach had decided to resign, but later on we saw the coach resurface.
Yeah, so with the kind of news in the media, it shows that everything is not well at Black Men Warriors in terms of organization. And I know even during the Orange Cup, you listen to the coach, the way he spoke about one of the players. This team bring out friction in a team. When it brings a lot of friction, and when that uniqueness is not there, that organization, that momentum is not among the players, it becomes very difficult. So there's a coach that was reported to have resigned right after the match on ground that he was accused by the administrator that he was responsible for the new draw here, and we learned that he resigned. And of late, we saw him on a flight with the team to Togo for the game. So if that is true, that he ever thought of resigning, it means it's a problem. There's a problem within the team. That means he's not certified. Even though probably they may have talked it over, say, my man, just forget about whatever happened ago. That coach is not 100% certified.
Which you think will cause problems?
It may affect the team. Yes, even the players, the zeal will not be there because it is the coach that motivates the players to go out there and perform. So I feel that will be a challenging moment for them until that can be resolved internally or something different can be done to have it resolved completely. I see it as a problem for Black Men Warriors going away to play Cotton Sport in Togo. Another side of the story for them is almost like an away match for Cotton Sport itself because they are not playing Benin because of this ban on international stadium across Africa. Benin is one of the countries affected, so even the national team do play most of their matches in Ivory Coast. Their international matches in Africa, so they are going to Togo to play there. Even though it's a French country, they may have a lot of sympathy there in terms of spectators, but in Africa, yeah, many people don't follow football, so we may not see that huge support for Cotton Sport in Togo, which will be compared to what Blackburn Warriors higher. We saw the tender was very low here in Monrovia. Like that, the momentum is not huge. So it will be a 50-50 aspect for them in terms of the 12-man support for Blackburn Warriors and Cotton Sport. Cotton Sport may not have huge support there because of them playing away from home. Had they been in their backyard, I would have said it is a boost for them. But it should be a 50-50 clash for they and Blackburn Warriors.
What did you identify from? I think that our producer can project the players of Blackburn Warriors. What do you identify among this squad to be the strength of Blackburn Warriors? Though they allowed their opponent to dictate the pace of the game, this squad that you see currently, do you see strength in terms of making it different from Cotton Sports on the field of play?
What I saw from the match here at SKD was their defensive line. Yes, the way they defended against Cotton Sports here, if they apply that same strategy in their away game, probably they can go 90 minutes without conceding a goal. For me, I think their defensive line it was good in that match. And if they continue with that same strategy, playing low block and watching out for the move that will be made by Cotton Sport, they can go on, maybe get a draw and move to penalty shootout and see what happens. But in attack, they got a very experienced captain, and Benjamin Sako. He can be the marksman for them in that match. We saw him here. He's a workaholic. He try every time to move forward, but again, they were playing against a very experienced team, the Cotton Sport. So he found it very difficult moving through, even getting some of the hotspot line that he wanted to break and he wanted to make. So I think Blackburn Warriors defensive line was very good. We saw with Fasha the same way. They had a very good defensive line. But when you go to play away, you need to be very strategic. You need to know what to do.
Not knowing the pitch.
Not knowing the pitch. Not knowing not knowing, maybe they already played against Cotton Sport. Probably they got a video of that match. They will sit down and watch the game and see where their strengths were. We saw Cotton Sport. They also got a very good defensive line against Blackburn Warriors. They were very good in defense. In Mayfield, they were better than Blackburn Warriors in Mayfield because we saw their ball distribution, composition, and how they could move forward from their defense to Mayfield and off to their attack. They were very excellent in that area. For Blackburn Warriors, defensively they were good. Attack-wise, they were very poor. Their attacking tier, we could not see anything very intriguing that you could say this team can go and win a score goal. So it's a challenge for them. I think they can improve on that, but their defensive line is good. If they maintain that, they can get a draw against Cotton Sport and maybe move to a penalty shootout. But again, when you play away from home for our clubs, it's really, really difficult. It has been a challenging moment for us at the national team level, at club level. We go away, we struggle. We play better here sometimes. Our clubs will win games, but when we go away, it becomes difficult. Only BYC, I think did it once. They went to Stade de Malien and able to get a draw and went to penalty shootout and won. I think that can be. They can also.
You've been following Coach Chipley for years now. Tell us about his status in terms of his start of play. Do you hope to see much of him from the days of Lescott now to Blackburn Warrior? Do you expect something different on today?
Yes, Chipley, he's not a bad coach. And among our local coaches, he's one of the best. From his starts in the league, we saw him at Lescott FC, and even the work that he did with Blackburn Warrior in a very short period of time. Because as a coach, I normally say is your ability to transform a club or a team or a player to another level is from that point that you can be graded. There's a coach that took over from another coach, I think around the middle of the season, and took this club to the final of a major competition and won the trophy. At Leicester, he did the same thing. So he's a very good coach, and I think that, like you said, if you want to go further, you have to keep improving.
Yeah.
You have to keep improving on your tactics. And this is where I sometimes criticize some of our coaches, because you cannot keep doing one thing over and over.
You make your opponent to
identify your strength.
Okay.
You always gotta be very tactical, especially in this kind of game against an away team. I mean, a very good team. You need to be very strategic, being able to quickly realize and spot their strength and act on it. So he need to be very tactical in that match and not play the same way they play here, where they were more or less, they just sit by and see how these people will play. That's how Blackman Warriors play here against Cotton FC. They were more or less sitting back, relaxing, giving Cotton Sport the leverage, the freedom to move all out. If you want to go out to press them on the ball, you have to be intentional to do it. The players have to be very alerted, and this is where our players normally fail. You always got to be reminding them. Always reminding them, which is wrong. When you play at a certain level, you should be able to understand. The coach said we are going all out to attack Cotton Sport. It means every department has to be involved, from the goalkeeper to the midfield to the attack. Everyone of them. By the time one or two persons start to forget to play that role, it becomes a loophole.
I think we have limited time. We couldn't talk more about that.
Yes.
Like, what would victory for Blackman Warrior mean for the club financially, morally, or in terms of exposure?
Yes, when you qualify for this stage, you have one more round to move to the group stage. So the fact that they even won the tournament, they already got $100,000.
Yeah,
that is a huge financial benefit for a club like Blackman Warriors. We are told they got a very huge financial support from the CEO based in the United States, even from their sporting director, as well, who also been in and out with US base. But if you move to the next round, you got huge financial benefit. So from that point, it means you have to fight to get there. So financially, it will be a boost for them if they get past Cotton Sport, which is difficult, but it's possible. Because you have to believe that it can happen and work towards it, so they can do it. Financially, it will be a huge boost for them, because when you pass the level, what happens is your motivation increases. Yes, and it gives you more strength to move forward and do something better. So you go to the next opponent and qualify to the group stage. It's a big boost for them. BYC came very close. They could not make it. LPRC all try. They moved the next one. They could not make it as well. So we hope that Blackman Warriors or FC Facel can do it.
How do you prepare to see FC Facel match on tomorrow against MC Ojo?
For me, it's a difficult match for FC Facel. Yeah, it's a really, really difficult match. Speaking from what it starts, the records between Liberian clubs and clubs from North Africa. I can't remember when last a Liberian club won in North Africa. If this happened, it would be a surprise. It will be a history-making moment for Liberian football. And it has been difficult. BYC struggled, they could not make it. Leicester and LPLC all of recent Watanga playing, they play both legs there, so we can't talk much about them. We saw Morovia Club Brewers here defeating JS Kabili of Algeria about 3-0. They went away and lost 4. So it's difficult to play in the northern region a West African team to win. It's the same way for them. When it comes to West Africa, they struggle to win as well. So when you go there, it's difficult. You can beat them at 2, they will do everything to beat you 3 or 4. So it's a huge challenge for FC Facel, especially the way they allow MC Odgers to dominate the game here. The way Odgers play here, you saw how they dictated the pace of the game, how their movement, they were more or less relaxed, telling FC Facel, this is how we should play the game.
Do you think it would be like the coach said, a lot of injuries on the team, 7 injuries on the team, and they are yet to recover that? Do you think
for Facel,
these are one of the factors that led to
Facel have got a lot of quality players? Can you imagine that Lawrence Kuman will ever bench on a Liberian club?
That
shows that they got quality because of Cummins caliber, he's not a player to
His
be benched
ability.
by any team here in Liberia. Any clubs that he signed out to in Liberia, he will become a starter. But we saw it in that match, he started from the bench. So it showed that they got quality at our local level to compete. Injury should not be a concern for them because you got choices to make as a coach in that squad.
Yeah.
Yes, Zach Winger did not play.
Yeah.
You know
I
that.
was told he was part of the injury list.
Probably that he was injured. That maybe that is it. But I'm just telling you that they got quality just for the injuries concerned. But injuries happen because you have to get prepared for it. When you are preparing for a tournament, these are things that you take into consideration. What happened if one of our key players sustained? How do we play here absent?
Okay.
Yes, that should not be more like on a huge excuse. It is an excuse, but it's something that can be worked on. So
How do you rate the squad currently?
The squad is good.
Okay.
Facia's squad is very good, especially the way they play here. And we saw them. You know that they are a quality team.
Okay.
Because you saw the MC Ojo coach Unani talking much more about FC Facia players in the squad, the head coach. He talked about Theo Nimle coming back. Theo, this is a player who joined Facia last season, had to go on loan, but he's back
not
now.
Given playing time.
And, he's back on the club and he's playing excellently well. And he saw how Unani spoke about him and other players in the squad. The goalkeeper Ahmed Savage. That's why I said our coaches have to be because this thing can happen. This is where our clubs have to learn. You saw Urani talk about how they have to sit down and analyze Facia playing style.
Okay.
How do they play? Where is their strength? And doing the analysis, they got to understand that the goalkeeper is one of the strengths for FC Facia.
Yeah.
Because he tell them this is how we will play. He start the play. He drive the team. So since he is the man of the match, where does he play? Where does he start the play from? How dangerous can his passes be? That's how they were able to tackle FC Facia defensively. And it worked for them. So clubs football has improved. It's not just play no more on the surface. I will go bounce the ball and play. We have to strategize and watch and study our opponent and see where do they have their strength. You watch that game.
Yeah.
I know you can say MC Ojo number 12.
Okay.
It's one of their strengths. If you cut it off, you can get going in their half. Because very tactical player, excellent player. You saw his movement. He will pass the ball to the left side. You look, he's seen way on the left, on the right side of the field.
We got to go. We're out of time. As a face, Edwin Dodo been here talking more about Liberian football, talking about the anniversary coming up in Gantad. We're also talking about FC Facia, Blackman Warriors, to their second leg to MC Orjord and Cotton Sports. I've been here, my name Elijah Pine. Before we let go of you, any other thing you want to say in terms of?
Yes, so we just want to congratulate all of our members. The t-shirts are out on sale for $10 US. We got red and blue t-shirts available now. For $10, you contact the chairperson for the anniversary committee, Mr. Nathan Tokpa, or contact me. You have my number for the t-shirts for members who regularize their status in the last membership regularization process. The t-shirts are available. You can get. We are living on the third, and we are calling all of the stakeholders that we have written. We need your support. Without you, we cannot have this anniversary. And we want to host the anniversary for the first time in Ganta, Nima County. All of those that we have written, Mr. Flosser, Thomas, the Vice President, Jeremiah Kun, the Liberia Football Association, the Liberia Keyboard Federation, Basketball Federation, all of the sporting institutions that we have written, all of the stakeholders that we have written personally and sending you invitation to you, see it as a must and help of whatever means possible so that we can have our anniversary in a grand start. Thanks to Intel Sports, and we will count on you as well and to be part of the program as one of our media partners.
One of our media partners, and then Edwin Dodo, Elijah Pine, is the Sports Aircraft weekend edition. There are going to be a lot of things happening today. You know what we can meet? They just meet that this weekend. I'm Elijah Pine, been here on Sports Aircraft. Bye-bye.
Intel Sports, Liberia's biggest and professional sports television station, is now located at GSA and Rehab Drive in Painesville. Intel Sports is 100% Liberian owned. It is an exclusive sports platform that provides extensive and quality local content sports programs across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Intel Sports will remain Liberia's exclusive and best sports television station.